Hi, I'm Eric D'Amato.
And I'll spin chainsaw, my blades on hyperdrive, someone will put the brakes on.
And welcome back to Mindbreakers. We've reached episode 210 of our humble little podcast.
Yay! Wiggles around.
Well, there's a bunch of movies I want to talk about that are really, really not good. But to understand why they're not good, we have to understand why what they're a sequel to is good.
Well, there's lots of movies that we just want to watch because they're bad. Like, purely for no other reason.
We want to do like we did with, like we're doing with Friday the 13th, or we did with Night of the Demons, Return of the Living Dead, Puppet Master, which was a mistake that I'm regretting.
Yeah, this movie, though, is not one of those films.
But we're starting talking about the series, so we need to talk about the movie that spawned the series.
Yeah, we're gonna
and
get
that
to the
is
rest after it.
The 1974 classic by Tobe Hooper, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yep, I've been waiting a while to talk about this one. This is one of my faves.
Two siblings and three of their friends en route to visit their grandfather's grave in Texas fall victim to a family of cannibalistic psychopaths. We have talked about Tobe Hooper on the show before. We did Life Force way
Yeah,
back.
that was a good one. I like that one a lot.
And this is we've talked about how this is one of the first slashers alongside Black Christmas, and I'd
much
argue
different from Life Force.
It is. I'd argue it is a better slasher than Black Christmas because it has more of the stuff we associate with slasher.
Totally
films.
better. Totally
Like,
better. I agree.
A slasher. Yeah. Because what do we know about the killer in Black Christmas?
Zero.
Exactly.
We hear his voice. We knows he calls people piggy cunts. And we knows that he is a big fan of the Christmas. That's all we know.
Yes. Garbage day. But look, I'm going to say it now. If you haven't watched this film, go watch it now.
Yes.
Don't let us spoil this movie for you.
For sure. Have you watched it yet? Good.
Well, you still have the trailer and everything before we as time to watch it, and of course you can always pause the video.
Yeah.
But before
they're not going to watch it in 5 minutes, Merrick.
Before we get to the review section, pause the video and watch it.
Yes.
Definitely
Yes.
watch
Use your Zalworldo and watch the movie in the stopped time, and then get back to us.
Like the 70s were. And we're going to get into this more in the actual review itself. The 70s were a reinvention of the horror genre.
Yeah, they really had like a lot of nuance.
Like a lot of the best horror movies came out in the 70s. This, Halloween, Phantasm, Jaws, Exorcist, Dawn of the
Elm
Dead.
Street?
80s.
80s, okay. Still though, like that, we got Elm Street after that whole nuance thing.
Well, yeah, it came after movies like this set the groundwork for the genre.
Yeah.
Like before a lot of these horror movies were Dracula, which like Dracula's good.
Yeah, it was Lugosi and everybody else.
Frankenstein's good. It was Boris Karloff. Those are good. And then it kind of got into like giant monsters caused by radiation that represent communism. And that was horror movies for a while, and then we got to this. And this is where it really became something.
Yeah, this was more than just the unknown and all that. This era gave birth to like the psycho killers of today.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
You know? of yesterday.
Sorry, I've been waiting for a way to make that joke for a while.
We got the psycho killers.
Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est?
No, you've made it before. Don't give me that.
I'll take any opportunity I can take to make a talking heads joke.
It's pretty good. Better. Run away.
Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was.
Okay, yeah. So
Which
this
was
is a
done
good
best
movie, and
by
we're
Kermit
gonna
the
watch
Frog.
this. Well,
Yep,
rewatch it.
so, let's watch the 1974 classic, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Who will survive, and what will be left of them?
Very little.
What happened was true. The most bizarre and brutal series of crimes in America.
Sally, I hear something. Stop! Stop!
This is the movie that is just as real, just as close, just as terrifying as being there. Even if one of them survives, what will be left? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. After you stop screaming, you'll start talking about it.
All right, yeah, no surprises. The movie we've both seen many times and really like is a really good movie.
Honestly, I keep
Shock
I
and
keep
terror.
finding little things that I missed the first time I watched it. Every single time I rewatch this film, there's just something new, every time, and it's great.
I have a minor one.
Huh?
The hitchhiker who's not actually named in this one, the one played by Edwin Neal.
The guy in the truck at the end?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
hitchhiker.
Okay.
I never noticed till this watching how disturbingly much he looks like Shaggy from Scooby.
Yeah, I like him though. He's really cool. He's funny.
Like, he has the hair, he has the facial structure, he has the shirt, he has the pants. He is Shaggy Rogers.
Yeah.
And this is why he needs Scooby. Scooby is his therapy dog to keep him from being a murderer.
Well, because otherwise, his brothers get to him, and the whole job of being in the slaughterhouse, it really starts to it starts to weigh on him. Shaggy needs he needs friends, and he needs to needs people to rely on. He needs his dog.
We did talk about Edwin Neal several episodes ago. He was in Future Kill.
Who was he in Future Kill?
He was the cyborg man, Splatter.
Oh, he was him.
Yeah, that was this guy.
I didn't draw the comparison on that one.
Like, remember how we were all excited because it said with people from Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
right.
and we assumed Tobe Hooper directed it.
Yeah.
But that was not the case.
Yeah, I forgot I forgot since last time. It's been a little bit.
I think Marilyn Burns was also in. Marilyn Burns, Sally, the final girl from this, was also in Future Kill.
Well, yeah, she did a good job in
Yeah,
films.
everyone does a really
Honestly,
good job.
Yeah, they're
in this
great
one.
actors. They did an amazing performance and everything.
We start out
Gave a lot of.
with
life to it.
exposition
Mhm.
about the grisly murders, the most shocking crimes in American history.
These were true events that befell Sally and Franklin. They were discovered the mad and macabre on August 18th, 1973. That's basically the long and short of it. All the exposition.
It's not true.
Hey,
By the
it's a
way.
true event. It's based off of true events.
Well, it's inspired by Ed Gein.
Yeah, which is
but
true.
most everything
True story.
about But like the cannibalism and the making furniture out of people is inspired by
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
But there was no Sawyer family.
Yeah.
Everything else is fiction.
Yeah,
this
that's the
is
made-up
fiction.
parts.
It was a marketing point.
But it still is
Doesn't
based off of something that actually did happen. That they just kind of twisted and turned into what they wanted it to be. You know, which is a crazy film.
Vlad Tepes was a real person, but that doesn't make Dracula Untold based on a real story. Or a good movie.
I don't know. You could argue that.
The Dark Universe.
Yeah, you could argue that, like, you know, Vlad Tepes was kind of a real life vampire.
No, he wasn't.
could.
That is propaganda by the Turks.
Yeah, but you could argue it. Anyways, this is close
He
to
was
what
a
actually
hero.
happened in real life.
He was a hero, sir.
Anyways, we start off with like a bunch of camera flashes and a bunch of like faceless corpses and like lifeless husks, basically. Like that's what we're
And
getting
a really
shown.
interesting sound.
Yeah, and like the music in this, oh my god, is so fucking horrifying even to this day. Like I remember listening to it.
It's discordant string music.
It's like not even string. It's like
it's somehow
like
you know
static
when
and
someone
everything. Like it's all like weird and
like it sounds to me
freaked.
like you know when someone tries to play a violin but they don't know how to play the violin.
Yeah, sort of.
It's that, but less painful.
Right, but like at the same time, there's like so many like weird sounds, like radio creaks and like
playing a saw.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're playing a saw, which
like
fits.
somebody's like got like a record on a turntable or something also, and they're like scratching at it, you know? It's like nails on a chalkboard foreboding. It's like really fucking eerie. I love the music in this. It's
really
tone
good.
so well. But like yeah, we get like flashes of the corpses. There's a freaking, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a monolith sort of on top of a tombstone. It's like a art piece. It's like a morbid art piece on top of this tombstone made from like several corpses.
A very gooey corpse.
Yeah, and it's like sitting on top of the tombstone. It's really weird.
Yeah,
it's like holding a head.
It's just chill.
Yeah, it's creepy, dude.
You know what it looks like?
But
If you've seen the box art for Lucio Fulci's Zombie 2,
yeah, kind of.
it looks like the zombie on the box art,
But much more.
But gooey.
Yeah, much like
gooey.
It's like a bit more preserved. It looks like
Well, it's still
You know.
because it's sorry to use this word. I know people hate it. Moist. He looks moist.
I wouldn't even say he looks moist. I find the one on the cover of Zombie 2 more moist. This guy actually looks like preserved. Like he was like he had like acid dumped on his face and then formaldehyde. You know, it looks like he was actually like fucking.
In The Mummy, when they open Imhotep's
Mummified or
sarcophagus,
something.
and they say he still looks kind of, and Jonathan and Rick at the same time, juicy. That's what he looks like.
I guess, but it's still like you can still tell it's like a, you know, it's faked, you know. So like it just looks kind of covered in plastic, but I'm pretty sure the look of the guys were going for in terms of special effects was that he is kind of preserved somewhat. It's like I doubt Leatherface would just like put him out in the sun and let him like rot, you know. I don't think that he would just do that, you know. I feel like in that case he would just like want it to be like a showpiece. But like yeah, it looks morbid and it's fucking eerie. It's disgusting.
We get reports of first. We see a van of pretty unlikable people.
Yeah.
Like I shed no tears for any of these people.
Yeah, they're all kind of unlikable except for Sally and maybe I don't know, maybe somewhat the guy with the glasses, maybe.
I think he's kind of a dick.
Yeah,
as
he's
well.
kind of an asshole, but like I don't know, I like him a bit more than Franklin even, because like Franklin's a whiny baby.
Yeah, I mean,
Just because he's in a wheelchair.
I don't know why they made him come, though. He clearly doesn't want to be here.
Yeah, he says it himself. He's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. And he's like blowing fucking raspberries at one point. It's like, yeah, he does not want to be here at all. He fucking hates this shit.
Like, let him stay home. Come on.
Yeah. Bro wants to fucking watch TV and just fucking...
Read comic books.
Fucking shit his pants and be in peace. Fucking leave him there fucking to drink himself into a stupor. I don't know.
So we're getting news reports of the grave robbing that's been going on in the area.
Oh yeah, that was like
and
over the radio, just exposition.
And just so many other awful things going on.
It's mostly the grave robbing though. That's the main point of it.
That's the one that's going on that they're not talking over. Mm-hmm. But the one they are talking over, there's like murder sprees. There's a fire at this place.
Oh yeah,
there's
like oil fires.
Massive viral infection somewhere. Haha, tugging on collar.
But yeah, they talk about like an oil burning in like Texaco or something. Yeah, it's like, it's weird. Also like one of the first things we see after the credits and everything, all the corpses are shown, is like a dead armadillo after like a dark sun basically is like faded in.
Yeah.
It looks like the fucking eclipse is happening, like goddamn Berserk.
What does that mean in terms of Berserk, the eclipse exactly?
It's when Griffith becomes Femto. It's when like he becomes one of the God Hand and like becomes like a demon lord.
What's Griffith? What's a Femto?
Okay, Griffith is the leader of the war band, the Band of the Hawks, which Guts is becomes part of because he indoctrinates him basically into the war band. And then like Griffith basically sacrifices his entire warband to become a demon lord. Like Guts and Casca are included in that, but they don't end up getting like fully sacrificed.
Isn't that the villain from Final Fantasy VI?
Who?
Casca.
Yeah, it's the same name, but it's not the same person.
Huh.
She's actually good in Berserk. She's a good person. She goes crazy because Griffith does bad things to her. I won't talk about that. I won't spoil it right now.
I can kind of gather from what I've heard.
Yeah, and honestly, you should watch it at some point because you'd probably really like it.
So they're driving along. They're going to visit their grandpa's grave, as it says in the in the synopsis. And they're just kind of talking about stuff.
Yeah. Just driving along, bullshitting.
There's this really unlikable girl who's into astrology.
Yeah, I don't forget her name. It's around here somewhere. I'm gonna look for it.
No shed tears for that weirdo.
Yeah, but Franklin's playing with his knife in the van. He's like just like messing around with it. It's like a really shitty knife too. It's like
Pam. Her name is Pam.
Yeah, it's Pam. Yeah.
She's Pam.
You're right. But yeah, he's like playing with his freaking shitty little folding knife in the car. It's like, it's not even a cool knife. Like, it's just a shitty little like folding like a Swiss Army knife, you know. It's really bad.
It's like it's a cheap $5 jackknife.
Yeah, like I could buy a better knife like fucking down the street from me. This is garbage. This is shitty bullshit knife. But they're
driving along. She's rambling on about Saturn being in retrograde, like it means something.
Well, like she's all into, you know, the whole like horoscopes and zodiacs and all that, and she's got this.
Yeah,
book.
That's what I said. Nonsense.
Yeah, but it's like this whole book. She's like trying to explain to the people that it's like, oh yeah, this is all real stuff, you know. But it's like it barely has any, you know, bearing on any of their lives really, except for maybe Franklin, because she like reads his horoscope later on, and it's like, yeah, you're gonna have a bad time if you go on a long journey, which is what's happening right now.
But they all have a bad time.
Yeah.
Even the one who doesn't die has a bad time, arguably has a worse
time.
Yeah,
it's like maybe you should have read that for him before he got in the van.
They go along. They talk about Franklin starts talking about butchers and how they kill pig because they smell the pig rendering plant.
And they find the slaughterhouse basically, and they're like, oh yeah, my granddaddy used to work over there. They used to hit the fucking cows over the head with a goddamn mallet until they died.
and they use a bolt gun now. And they talk, and he talks about what's in head cheese.
Oh yeah, the fucking head cheese. I forgot about the head cheese.
Like it's just conversation, and it's like not a lot happens for a lot of the movie. Yeah. And the thing is, it's not boring.
Mm-hmm. It's not at all.
Like I'd say it's like The Shining, where for like the first hour of that movie, nothing freaking happens.
But I love the beginning of The Shining.
Because they do it well. Yeah. They are competent. Stanley Kubrick is a competent director most of the time, and he can make nothing happening be interesting unless he's making 2001: A Space Odyssey, where that movie is just awful.
Yeah, but like that first hour of fucking The Shining, dude, I almost love like more than the entire rest of the film.
Yeah, because like the thing where Jack Nicholson is running around being a Looney Tune with an axe is it's cool, it's good, fun, but it's not really the point.
Yeah, it's like it's the culmination of the entire rest of
I guess it might be more effective if it wasn't Jack Nicholson, because I mean you expect Jack Nicholson to go Looney Tunes with an axe. Just looking at
nowadays.
Oh, all the time.
Even before that.
Look at Jack Nicholson. You might be a murderer.
Put him in the Joker makeup. Yeah, you're definitely getting there.
They pick up, especially because during most of that movie he didn't wear the Joker makeup and it was arguably more terrifying. Yeah. They pick up a hitchhiker.
Oh yeah, they pick up the crazy dude because he's out on the street with like a garbage bag and like.
He just has a sack and like a squirrel around his neck, and they still pick him up.
Yeah, he's got like a squirrel necklace. It's so weird. He's such a weirdo. I love it.
He's got a red birthmark on his face, a strawberry birthmark on his chest.
It looks like a burn. It looks like he got burned, which honestly I could believe. This dude's been through some shit. Weirdo. And like, yeah, he's a weirdo. He's a weird one.
In this, just called the Hitchhiker. That's what he's credited as, but I think he has an actual name.
Probably does. Shop owner has a name.
I'm just checking the Sawyer family.
Yeah. I think even Leatherface has an actual name.
Nubbins. His name is Nubbins.
Nubbins? That's a sick name.
Nubbins.
That's a sick name, my dude. I love that. But like, yeah, he's talking in the.
He's
truck.
In the sequel.
Yeah, he is.
Kind of.
He is. He's there.
So he's in the truck and he's strange.
Yeah. Yeah, he starts showing them pictures of all the cows that he killed. Like because he has them in his little squirrel satchel. He just carries them around.
This scene is amazingly influential because it has cemented every stereotype we have about hitchhikers.
Not every one of them, but
most of the stereotypes.
Yeah,
because they're either this or it's the driver who's bad.
Well, in this in the case of like House of a Thousand Corpses, the girl that they pick up turns out to actually be a psycho killer also. And her family is also crazy. But she's hot as opposed to, Nubbins,
I've never
who is
seen House of a Thousand Corpses.
You should watch it at least once. I would say
I've seen a few Rob Zombie horror flicks and I wasn't necessarily impressed. So it's just Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
No, it's not just Texas Chainsaw. It's actually like a lot more like I'd say like cinematic and more stylized. It's definitely like a zombie film, but at the same time, like it does have its own spin on a lot of things. And in all honesty, I find it's one of his better films. It's like probably his best movie. Like it's probably his best work, and you should probably watch it at least once.
Oh no, I'm on the wiki for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I saw something that worries me about the series.
What?
It says Nubbin Sawyer / original timeline. Why does Texas Chainsaw Massacre have convergent timelines and
Split timeline?
different and a multi? Why is there
Well, because people took the
Massacre
franchise
multiverse?
and did bullshit with it. And it fucked it up.
You ever read the comic Leatherface versus Jason?
No, I haven't.
It's awful. Don't.
And I sure don't want to now.
Like, Jason Voorhees looks at the Sawyer family and says, "Okay, you people are screwed up. I'm gonna deal with you."
Does he actually say that?
Yes. Well, he doesn't say anything. He's Jason.
That's
The
what
most he says
that's
is
what I asked.
the most he gets is. But
But that's what I asked.
okay, so he
Don't tell me he says things.
he doesn't say anything.
say.
Don't worry. He likes Franklin's knife, and he cuts his own hand with it, and then he pulls a straight razor out of his sock and waves it around.
He's like,
That's
this
his
is
knife.
mine. I got this straight razor. It's real
Then
good. You want to try it out? He hands it to somebody, but they're like, no, I'm good.
No, that's cool. Then he takes a picture of Franklin.
Yeah, he pulls out
with
this
his Polaroid.
old Polaroid camera, which honestly, it's not even really a Polaroid.
It's a good picture. It actually reminded me of you when you had your Insta pics. A few years ago.
It's a good picture. Give me $2.
You can pay me now. And then he pours gunpowder. Of course, he has gunpowder on it. Sets it on fire.
Yeah, he dumps it on
Cuts
tinfoil,
Franklin's
sets it on
arm
fire.
and bolts out of the car
Yeah.
and smears blood on it in this archaic rune. He's casting blood magic.
Yeah, I don't know how he was able to draw something slightly elaborate, even slightly elaborate in that short period of time while the van's peeling off. It's it's not exactly the most elaborate thing, but it's still more elaborate than
Man can run.
yeah. Well, no, he didn't even run after the thing. He took maybe 3 steps, and then he just starts to flip out and dance around.
Shaggy has been eating his Scooby snacks, assuming those Scooby snacks are made from other human beings.
He's a wacko, dude. I love this guy.
They're all wackos.
No, but this guy is wacko in the trio of Wacko, Jacko, and Dot.
They get to the graveyard.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people there, and we meet a proto Ralph. Because I seen things. People don't believe me, but I seen things. I know what goes on here.
Yeah, after they have the whole pull over and they're looking for the grandpappy's grave over there. The girl's getting escorted. There's the dude drunk on the floor who might as well be Ralph.
Yeah,
he's going, yeah, I've
except he
seen
came
things
first.
nobody else talks about.
I've seen sun flares off the rings of Saturn or whatever the hell.
I've
the
seen
monologue is in
shit
Blade
that'll
Runner.
turn you white. He's great.
Hey, look, I'll believe anything if a steady paycheck's involved.
Right, as you should.
It's one of the most relatable lines in cinema.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from, nobody trusts anybody now, and we're all very tired from the thing.
That was a pretty good one too. But yeah, this is when she tells Franklin his Zodiac thing, about the disturbing whatevers, and the long distance travels. He's like events won't. She's like, yeah, events won't cheer you up. They won't do anything to cheer you up. Yeah, thanks for the vote of confidence there. Real assuring. And then what happens? They go to
the gas station and meet. They meet Drayton. They meet a nice old gas station attendant. Sorry, we don't have any gas.
But he does have worms.
He has worms, and he has some barbecue. And we have worm sign the likes of which even God has never seen.
That's what I was getting at. We do have worm sign, but no gas.
He tells them how to get to the house. People around here don't like you poking around their houses without their permission.
But I got some barbecue if you want to stick around.
It's like, oh no,
Real
no,
good
it's okay.
barbecue.
It's our dad's house. Oh, your dad owns it. Oh, yeah, it's just so it's up the ridge over there.
You want to stop in for some barbecue though? It's real good.
He seems really nice.
Yummy. He's a goodly man.
And they get barbecue. They're out of gas though somehow.
But he's got some damn good fried Barbie.
You notice over this movie, and this is one of those scenes that they have so many opportunities to not get murdered.
Yeah, it's like they could have.
And waiting for the
left.
gas is an opportunity to not get murdered.
Yeah, like the second they saw this place, they should have just been like, "No, we're good. Let's call a cab and get the hell out of here."
Well, it's like, oh, sorry, we're out of when Drayton says we're out of gas, the thing should be around like 2 or maybe even later. They should have just waited. Because I doubt if they didn't go to his freaking house, they would not kill him. They would not be murdered.
Yeah, they probably would have been fine if they wouldn't have set foot in that place.
They probably shouldn't have eaten the barbecue either, let's be honest.
Yeah, either that or like the second Nubbins like marked the van, they were screwed. Very possible.
Or just not pick up Nubbins.
Yeah, they probably just should have left well enough alone right there.
Maybe they could have asked him his name. He would have told them that his name was
And
Nubbins.
been like, "You're out of here." No. That name is too weird. You're out of here.
They go to the old house. Franklin stays in the van and then has a hissy fit.
Oh yeah. Also, they talk
They're
about
going
like
in here.
the blood still being on the knife, and they're like, "Hey, could you have done that?" And he's like, "Haha, you're weird. You're weirder than that guy was." Freaking Franklin.
They go swimming. They find a house.
Yeah. They did find the house.
They go into someone else's house.
That they do.
The house is weird and full of bones. And then the one who looks like Fred gets murdered with a hammer.
Well, like they go to the grandpa's house basically, and then from there they're like, "Oh hey, there's a river, like a lake or something around here." And Franklin gives them the directions and everything to the lake. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's past these two little these two little houses or whatever, and you just go down the path over there, and you get to the lake, you know." But it's like he's like screaming at everything downstairs when they're not around, blowing raspberries and shit, like I was saying before. And it's like,
but
two of them go off on their own.
Pam
and
Kirk goes into the Sawyer house.
Yeah.
Like he walks uninvited into the Sawyer house, and I have to say I'm kind of with Leatherface on this one. Because if someone bursts into my house demanding a glass of water, I might hit them with a hammer. Probably not. I just asked them to leave. But
she wasn't even looking for water. She was looking for looking for the guy.
Kirk. Yeah, Kirk is who I said goes into the house looking for water, and they gets hit with
He
a
was
hammer.
also like asking around for gas because he saw like a tank or whatever on the roof or whatever. I don't know.
But he goes into someone else's house uninvited.
He gets it first.
After Drayton Sawyer told him not to do that stuff.
He gets mollywopped. Yep.
The hammer.
And it's a good ass hit, and he's spasming on the floor. That was hardcore. Even back in the day, I was like, "Dang, that was a good ass hit."
He's played by Jim Sydow, Drayton Sawyer, by the way, and back in this movie is credited simply as Old Man.
He's okay. He's not even really all that bad.
Nice, he's pretty nice. Until you realize he's a cannibal, but that's beside the point.
Exactly. Hey, he didn't do nothing to nobody really.
Except he keeps poking Pam in the bag. Sally in the bag.
Well, because what else is he gonna do?
Let her out of the bag.
But no. He doesn't. He does that.
So Pam goes in. Pam goes in looking for Kirk, and she gets grabbed by Leatherface and put on a meat hook after finding Kirk in a deep freeze.
She does. Like they once they get it,
she finds a living room full of bones and rib cages, possibly child's rib cages, which is disturbing, and a just broken turtle shell hanging from the ceiling. Bones are like wired to furniture. It is bizarre. There's a chicken.
This is a very macabre museum.
There is just a chicken. Why do they have a chicken?
Well,
they eat human. Why do they need a chicken?
Well, because they eat humans, they probably value animal life slightly more. Or the fact that Leatherface is kind of slow in the head. He probably would keep a chicken as a pet. Like, I don't see why not. Like, he seems like the type of person that would, like, value a chicken's life more than a human's life. Like, that's just how it seems to me, really.
Also, why are you keeping a chicken in a bird cage hanging over a living room?
Where else are you going to keep the chicken?
Somewhere where there's stuff to absorb its poop. Because chickens poop a lot.
No, but he's like, birdie, put in bird cage.
Horrible. Leatherface isn't that smart.
No, but the limit of his intellect is bird cage. Chicken is bird go in cage. Like it's like grade school logic, basically, and like that's basically what he operates on. He's a weird one. He's pretty slow.
So then Jerry goes into the house. Like, they just keep going in the house and dying.
One at a time, they're getting picked off. Just like, boop. Okay, next one. Boop. Okay, who else is coming in here? Boop. Until
they just keep coming and they won't stop coming.
Like, 3 of them basically get in there. And then by that point, Franklin and Sally are the last ones left. And they go walking into the dark. And like, all 3 of them, getting over there and, leaving Sally and Franklin alone. Leatherface is kind of just, hunched over by the window, just thinking, oh, okay, are there going to be more?
What? Well, he's just, he looks, scared. Like, why do these weirdos keep coming into my house?
Yeah, but he's thinking, there's going to be more.
There's going to be more. What? They told me about the I was just watching Sesame Street. They warned me about strangers, and now the strangers are here.
So he grabs his chainsaw, basically, and he's like, okay, time to go hunting. And they're walking through the dark of the woods. And, of course, Franklin insists he keeps the flashlight. The cripple in the wheelchair in the woods holds the flashlight. I can't think.
Should have just left him in the van.
I can't think.
Should have just maybe not gone here. Maybe should have just left him at home where he was happy.
I can't think of a worse idea than having Franklin, let alone be there, hold the flashlight in the dark woods.
Well, he refused to release the flashlight. Yeah. That's part of it. They're like, hey, can I have the flashlight? He's like, no, it's fine.
One good thing comes of this, though.
Also, here's an idea. Maybe you're going on a road trip. You're in a van. Have more than one flashlight.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, that's sound logic, for sure.
Load up. You should have flashlights. You should have road flares, at least. Why are you people unprepared for anything? You were going on a road trip in Texas. Why do you not even have any water?
One thing good happens from Franklin holding the flashlight.
We get a cool shot of Leatherface before he kills Franklin with a chainsaw.
That, and also the fact that he is getting cut up and is basically a human shield for Sally, for her to run away. That's the one good thing came of this. I want to also just emphasize the fact that he just is out there in the forest while Leatherface goes and chases down Sally. This plump, juicy fucker is sitting in the wheelchair all day after this, and they don't pick him up out of there. He's just out there. Like, to rot. These cannibals left the fattest piece of meat out there.
Yeah, that's a mistake, but they don't.
Well, because, like, Leatherface
They
is
don't
the
leave
one
him.
that caught him. Not the other two.
Yeah, but they don't leave him
Yeah.
there. Because
like, they didn't do anything with him.
he's in the second one.
No, but, like, he's just out there, though. Like, Leatherface cuts him up with the chainsaw and then just, like, immediately starts chasing down Sally.
Well, he's collected and brought back.
Yeah, but, like, they just left him there, like, for a long while. Like, they didn't grab him, like, that whole time. And, like, yeah, like I said, like, Leatherface is the one that got him. And it's like, he's not the one bringing him back, really, because he goes to chase after Sally. One of the other two went to go get him. Like, the two weaker ones are the ones to go get the guy in the fat ass in the wheelchair, as opposed to the big, strong Leatherface guy.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just weird. It makes very little sense to just leave him out there like that.
Anyway, he chases her probably by accident, because he's not that
Well,
smart.
because she's screaming and running away. He's like,
To-
no, don't go, I want to play with Dolly. Starts chasing her.
And probably accidentally chases her to the Sawyer house, where she goes upstairs, finds a lot of dead people. Like, a long time dead.
It's like
people.
it's like some haunted ground shit going on over here.
Yes, very good comparison.
Yeah, thank you.
And
That game's awesome.
gets there, except in the gameplay department.
No, it's still a good game. I don't mind. It's good.
I don't like horror games because they all have awful gameplay because it's all just frustrating from the point of being
But it
frustrating.
suits the game. Like, it really does suit the game. The story
Yeah.
and everything. But, like, yeah, he goes
I
after
don't
her.
like games that that have monsters who don't realize that the way to search a cupboard is not staring at the cupboard.
Well, you look at the guy in that, and then you look at
Yeah,
Leatherface.
but there's also the crazy robot
Yeah.
butler who should know better.
Right, that's true. But, like, yeah, it's for gameplay convenience. Okay.
She dives out the window because Leatherface saws up the door and is coming.
Yeah, like, she closes the door, runs upstairs, sees the body of the grandpa, basically, freaks out. Well, like, no, I don't know if
Jumps
it
out
was
the
the
window.
grandpa, but it was, like, just two people dead.
It was the grandpa, and we think he's dead at this point.
Yeah, and, like, but there's also, like, a dead lady there, and, like, she's dead.
Yep.
She's dead as fuck.
Yeah, grandma. That's
Yeah,
his grandma.
and she runs up there. She freaks out, runs back down the stairs. She knows he's coming through the door because she hears the chainsaw revving through it, cutting straight through, and still tries to run down the stairs. He comes in, and then she just runs right back up, because of course you would, and then jumps out the window, which honestly isn't the first time she does this.
And she runs.
It won't be the last.
Finds a she runs back to the gas station, asks Drayton Sawyer for help. Doesn't get it. She instead gets put in a bag.
Well, because he's like, there's nobody
After
out there. I don't hear nothing. He, like, walks out. He's like, hold on a second. I'm going to go get the truck. So, she, stays in there, and then she, starts looking at the barbecue thing and realizes that it's people.
Barbecue is people.
Barbecue is people. And then when he comes back in, she, grabs the knife, and she's like, no, get away from me. Get away from me. He's like, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to hurt you. Grabs a broom and just slaps the
Smacks
shit
her with the broom.
He slaps the knife out of her hands and he starts beating on her. Like, yeah.
I mean, if an old man with a broom can take you down, you probably should be
She
up.
deserved it. At that point, it's like, yeah, you deserve it. But it's like, he bags her up, ties her up, throws her in the truck. He's like laughing like a goofy loon. And drives her to the house. Like drives her back to the
Poking
house.
her with a stick the whole time while talking about not wanting to hurt her. Just jabbing her with a broom. He smacks up Leatherface and Nubbins for, and it's actually quite funny. He's talking to Leatherface like, and you killed them all? You don't let anyone get away? You sure? Why just slash up the door?
Yeah, he's like, you got...
Just a moment of like, I have nothing to hit
Yeah,
you
he's like,
for.
you idiot,
I have no...
you stupid moron. It's like, you wrecked a bunch of things. It's like, you could have let all of them get away. You let her get away. It's like, and he's like, okay, well, you know, they, like, I got her, and like, they're all handled and everything. It's like, I'm sure you got all of them. It's like, but you fucked up the door. And he goes and fucking beats his ass again.
Drayton, like, there's a pause, and he's struggling to find some reason to hit Leatherface.
Because, like,
and he finally decides
he's kind of the
door.
mastermind behind all this. He's the asshole. He's the really big asshole in all this. Like,
he's like, I don't like violence. I don't believe in killing people.
No, but he is the big asshole in it because, like, he's the one that runs the business that sells the food and, like, basically strands people there by saying there's no gas when he probably actually does have gas.
He is the Marguerite.
Basically,
if this is Resident Evil 7, Nubbins.
Oh yeah, also he cooks them. He's the one that cooks them.
Then of course she's invited to dinner, and we get the most famous scene in the movie.
The dinner scene.
The dinner scene.
They're all sitting around the table. Nubbins is screaming at the bro. That he's like, you do nothing. All you do is cook him. It's like, we do all the work. Me and the big guy.
Make them stop. You can control them. No, he can't.
Yeah. And he's like, I don't have none of this. It's like, I'm not interested in the killing.
Leatherface is wearing a woman's face.
Yeah. But they're going like, oh yeah, Grandpa's the best though. Grandpa kill him in one shot. It's like, he's the greatest. Grandpa, you want to give it one more shot?
So they cut her finger and give Grandpa her blood.
Yeah. To kind of power him up before actually killing her. Because they're gonna give her to him to kill.
And he has trouble, he has trouble holding it's like firmly grasp it.
Basically.
He can't because
he keeps swinging, like they keep swinging his hand down and it just drops in the trough and pick it back up, swing it again, drops into the fucking trough again. It's so pathetic.
Kind of
funny. It's hilarious. It really
is. She escapes.
Yeah. During all that, basically, she gets loose and jumps out the window again.
And Leatherface chases her.
This time it's the bottom floor. Before it was the second floor.
And she tricks. She runs out to the road.
Nubbins is right
knocks Leatherface. Her. She pushes Leatherface over.
Nubbins has a knife, by the way.
And
he's chasing her, cutting her up.
Yep. And Leatherface saws into his own leg, which is in the sequel.
Yeah.
They remember that detail.
Of course, because like that's important.
But he gets up and he keeps chasing. He's about to get picked up by a black trucker, and he gets out. And he's helping her get in, but Leatherface attacks the car door. So instead of driving away, he gets out of the truck.
Yeah, and he like runs around the side.
It's like, you left the metal truck, to have not that. All right. He doesn't die though.
No, he gets away. He just runs the other way, basically the opposite way of Sally, basically.
They jump in she jumps in a pickup truck, drives off, and she's screaming, and Leatherface does the chainsaw dance.
I love that chainsaw dance. That chainsaw dance is my favorite. And she's screaming, and then her screams turn into laughter.
You can dance.
Like
everybody look at your hands.
Insane laughter. And I love that detail. That is my favorite goddamn detail of the ending. is that her screams become manic laughter.
I like how all of the Sawyers make it.
Yeah.
Except Nubbins dies at some point.
Well, yeah, because he got hit by the truck.
Oh yeah, Nubbins gets flattened by a truck. I forgot.
He gets like slammed. Like she's running down the road basically, and she like dodges out of the way of the truck. Meanwhile, Nubbins is just staring at the thing, going, ah! He gets fucking bashed. Run the fuck over.
Look, it's a movie. People don't know how to run away from stuff.
Yeah, but it's like he would get hit by a truck in that stupid situation.
You live by hitchhiking. Live by the hitchhiking. You die by the hitchhiking.
Live by the pickup trucks. Die by the pickup trucks.
So yeah, this movie's great.
Oh, it's fantastic. This movie's wonderful. Instant classic.
It's a wonderful movie. I really like how it's shot, like the style of the film stock itself, because it's what if a movie was color and sepia at the same time? Like it just like so
would work amazingly
kind of washed out. Yeah, I think it would. I think it would work much better just pure sepia tone.
It'd be fine in black and white. I would watch it pure black and white. It'd be the same.
I think you need it to. If it was to be in a quote unquote monochrome, I'd prefer sepia to black and white.
I wouldn't mind either or, honestly.
Just to get the grungy.
Yeah, sepia,
because it has such a grungy.
Yeah,
feel.
sepia would work well with it. It would give it that classic feel. But like on the whole, like I find either or would be great. Also, just like classic mono would be good.
Though technically, I would change nothing because it's a perfect film.
Honestly, it's amazing.
We get to say that so rarely on this show.
Maybe a bit more like detail. Maybe like a Sin City kind of style where it's like certain things are red, like little things. Like maybe the barbecue is red, and like some of the bodies, the corpses.
Yeah, but I think this would not benefit from the Sin City style.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it would be cool to see, like, if it had that kind of little stylistic touch. I wouldn't mind. It's like, it would add a bit more detail than, just classic black and white.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, it's an idea.
I think
it's just a thought.
Keep it just as it is. There's no improvement.
Honestly, like, it's perfect as is. Amazing film. Don't really have any complaints with it. It's fantastic. It's just amazing. And if you haven't watched
9 out of 10 Nubbins agree. This is a perfect film. Go see it. Go watch
also,
it.
I want to add that
what?
I want to add that this
you watched it before the review? Don't care. Go watch it again. You'll pick up more stuff.
But it's like I want to add that like this is all taking place around Morty or Mortis. What was it? It was like Morty and Newt. Something like that in Texas. Like the place is actually called like Morte, like Mort, like death, basically Death Valley.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was not an accident given the Tobe Hooper.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's straight up like themed. It like the theming and the setting, basically all of it is just so well done. Like it's a really like perfectly crafted film. This
Agreed.
Film was crafted.
Perfectly crafted. Anyway, next time we are going to be diving into more Italian horror.
We have to rate it the way that we do usually rate things.
I gave it 9 out of 10 nubbins.
9 out of 10 nubbins. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna give it the chicken popping out of the fridge like Pam does in the basement. And like Leatherface doing the chainsaw dance while she pops up.
Chainsaw dance.
And he's eating barbecue.
Yeah.
That's my rating on it. So yeah, next time.
So next time we're doing a Bruno Mattei film. We haven't actually dived into the area of Bruno Mattei Italian horror yet.
Yeah, not a lot. Maybe it's a place we'd rather not go.
It's gonna be some rodents. We're gonna deal with some rodents. and Nocturnal Fright next time. So until
We're going to
then,
close
I
up
have
the
been
lights. You lock up the door or else we'll go out of business.
Power. The cost of electricity is enough to drive a man out of business.
Come here, you nappy-headed idiot.
What you doing to the door? Don't you take no pride in your home?
Come here, you nappy-haired idiot. Okay, bye, guys.
So, we will see you next
Later.
time. Peace.